another while with me, laugh and drink and say there was something, but you say there was nothing, but you say it with a smile. Whoa.
Oh, hello, and welcome in to the Fifth Quarter Fantasy Cast. Welcome to the live edition of the Fifth Quarter Fantasy Cast. Who the hell knows what's going to happen? We're just going to go with it. It's going to be beautiful. I'm your host, Coach Veee, and I'm joined by my co-host, Dr. Drye, fresh from the streets of Wadsworth.
Represent.
On the streets of Wadsworth tonight.
Actually snowy. Like, it's cold out, and it's not just because of this ice on my neck. It's actually snowing outside October 31st. It just quit snowing in June. Like, I don't know. We didn't get enough time.
It's snowing.
Yeah. How are you doing, you little fourth grader?
Oh, well, I'm doing really nice. I just got back from not trick-or-treating, but I was out slipping crushed up Vicodin into little kids' candy. So, I mean, that's what you do on Halloween. You know, you prank. Gotcha.
Yeah, gotta trick those kids into doing bad things.
They said
So anyway,
not trick them. So
yeah. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, how was your week in fantasy and everything? I went 2-3. I got shout out to our boy Matt, super fan of the show. He beat me 179 to 100 or something. And it was over before the first quarter of the beginning games. I saw the score. I was like, all right, let's see. Am I down 10 or what? And I just texted him, good game. Like, it was over so quick. So anyway, shout out to Matt for his big beatdown this week. If somebody could post a comment in the live chat, that would be great. That way we just know if comments are posted or not. We'll even display them on here and give you a shout out. So
that'll cost you $9, but
$9. I think it's free to comment. I don't know. We've never done this before.
That'll be up someday where we have the stupid super chat, and it's like, oh, well, if you give me money, I'll click your comment and it appears on the screen. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, I would never, ever, ever expect anybody to pay money for me to say their name or something. That's ridiculous. We'll never do super chats unless you just feel like paying us for no reason. But
like, how do people do that? I don't understand. Who's just got
it's a waste of money. Who's
got that money just to go, here's $5 to say my name on camera? That's weird.
Not I, said the Drye. So how was your week in fantasy, Mr.
So I went
Mr.
3-1. And the 1 is the league that I've given up on. So like I'm gonna play I'm really using it as like fantasy research, fantasy. Oh, here we go.
Oh, peeps, come on.
Oh man!
What the hell, man? Dukes.
That's really. But you know what? Isn't that a peepaw stance to go with Hellman's?
Yeah.
It's just a name that you know, and so
it's a little edgy.
But Dukes has clang, and that's what you want in a mayonnaise. Goodness gracious!
Exactly.
Wait a minute. I bought you that shirt for your birthday, didn't I?
Yeah. Yeah, you did. Yeah, I'm putting it to good use. So, actually, I've worn this shirt before. We went camping somewhere, and this guy just went like crazy, and he was like, "Dukes mayonnaise," and I was like, "Yeah, I'm an ambassador. I love Dukes." But you came up with the commercial. You sent me those little voicemails that I really like, those voice recordings. And what's the? Oh, it does say there's twang in it. It says give twang a squeeze.
Yeah, Dukes has got twang.
Yeah, I looked for the squeezy pouch. They discontinued it. I guess because you said it was for pussies or something. But yeah, Dukes. What did we say? It was Dukes mayonnaise for men.
For me.
So it's a men's mayonnaise.
Yeah.
And we proudly use it in our Levis lattes. So
what? A Levis latte?
What's that?
What is going on here?
So So I have this fresh coffee here. It's got nothing in it, but it's about to have some mayonnaise in it in honor of Will Levis finally being the QB that we need, the QB that we want, the myth, the legend who's actually real. I doubted the hell out of him. I thought he sucked at Kentucky. He just lose. He put the suck in Kentucky and like just he lost to Vanderbilt and it was like under. He threw for under 100 yards, no touchdowns. So I had no faith in the guy. I was so mad they went to the Titans. It ruined my night. And I thought ruined my year. And then he just proved me wrong. So a lot of people know he likes to put mayonnaise in his coffee. So here I am. And I'm going to do the same thing in honor of Will Levis. It's going to be disgusting. But we're going to do 4 squirts to represent each touchdown that he threw. So, Vinny, you can count down with your fingers so people can keep up.
All right.
1,
5. That's a squirt.
2, 3,
3.
4.
Oh.
All right. We need something to mix it with.
Yeah, that's hot coffee. Don't put your finger in there.
I'll use this pen.
Oh,
It does not mix well. It just kind of breaks up the chunks.
oh,
So,
this is quite the adventure.
yeah, we haven't even tasted it yet.
Oh man, we could have a
That's
few
nice.
like gross out YouTube videos if we wanted.
Yeah, I'm not going to show everybody what happens after it digests, but
Oh,
all right, it's like friggin' chunky. All right, so to Will Levis, thank you for your service.
this is for you, Will. Oh, oh God, he likes it. He likes it.
I don't think I got any mayonnaise in there. I think it was so chunky. I just got the coffee part.
Oh man, Superfan Matt is here, witnessing
Kogar in the house, nice.
witnessing the Levis latte.
So I don't think I got a chunk in there. I don't know, but it did turn the color of the coffee from black to brown.
Oh, here we go. Drink it in.
I'll probably just drink that the rest of the episode. It's not bad. It sounds worse than it is. So
Oh wow.
that's that's the Levis latte. I don't know if I'm gonna regularly do it, but I mean it's not bad. You know, the mayonnaise actually gets drowned out by the coffee. Like it seems like it would be way worse than it is.
Yeah.
But not bad at all. Definitely worth it. Try yourself a Levis latte today.
Yeah, head on out to the store. Tennessee stores across Tennessee will be selling Levis lattes like tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, Matt says it's nasty, but obviously he hasn't tried it. So, but yeah, worth a shot.
You try it. Congrats to the Titans for finding their quarterback of the future. But they might. Well, we can talk about that in our next episodes. But yeah, he might be challenged a little bit more in his next game. But hey, you know what? It's fun. Don't rain on it. Yeah, just have fun, run because it was fun watching. Yes, yeah, the Candyman is here.
Oh man!
Look out! Look, hey, tonight is a night for the Candyman. I bet Skittles still trick or treats. Just because he's the Candyman. I mean,
he actually said that he hates Halloween. I don't know why, but anyway, yeah, the Candyman in the house. We got Superfan Matt. We got Peepaw, unless he went to bed since it's past his bedtime. We have a 4th person watching. This is crazy. So
wild.
Anyway, we'll go ahead and get into some awards. So those of us who have never watched us before and are just joining us on our most exciting night of the week that we've ever done, being live and everything, we give out a few awards each week. So first, we have the Hillshire Farms Holiday Sausage, Cheese, and Cracker Gift Basket List of Disappointment. Oh. This goes to the people that we're not mad at. We're not cutting these people. A lot of times you'll find good people on this list, but we're just disappointed in them. It's like around the holidays, whenever you get whenever you get a gift from someone you don't know, usually like a work thing where they know nothing about you, and they get you that Hillshire Farms holiday sausage, cheese, and cracker basket that you're probably never going to eat, but you might in like a year if you get really hungry. It just lays by the under your bed for a year, and then it's like, I wonder if that's any good. And so these are the people we're just disappointed in. We're not dropping them or anything, but Vinny, who you got?
So mine's going out to multiple folks. It's just the Texans offense. You see the schedule, you see the Panthers coming off the bye week. You're excited, fresh legs, everyone's back, Tank's back, Nico's in, and CJ Stroud, they just sucked. They just really sucked. I mean, the backfield's a mess, splitting time between Damian Peterson and Devin Singletary. Tank Dell doesn't do anything. Nico Collins doesn't do anything. And it was against the Panthers, who we thought, smash spot, get some points. I was like, I played like Nico over here. I played Tank over there. I played like Devin Singletary over here. It's like, F it, let's have some fun. And just nothing. Coming out of a bye, it's really disappointing. So I was just like, was super mad at the Texans offense.
Like, that's what you guys worked on all week.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, yeah, all those guys, except I don't think I could ever be disappointed in Tank Dell. He's like a son to me. He could murder his whole family. I wouldn't care. So, so Tank Dell, if you're listening, if you're one of the 3 viewers, I'm not putting you on the list. Coach V is. So, but I do have these gentlemen on the list. You're definitely not dropping these guys, but Patrick Mahomes definitely, pooped his pants this weekend. I think he had like 5 points or something, cost a lot of people games. He was probably like the lowest scoring guy on your team. A little concerned with him just because outside of Travis Kelce, I don't think he has much. And I mean, we already knew this, but Rashee Rice is nice here and there, but you don't have that number one receiver. I think a lot of people expected the Chiefs to make that move at the trade deadline today, and it just didn't happen. So Patrick Mahomes, I know he had the flu too, so he'll probably bounce back next week, but a little bit of disappointment there just because you invest so much in the guy. A lot of people draft him in the, second round, third round. It's usually second round. So like you're sacrificing a major piece of your offense to have this guy score 5 points. And Sleeper, they changed his profile picture to Kermit the Frog. I believe Skittles showed me that today.
Yeah, all that today. Yeah.
Because he kind of talks like that. No, that's someone else. But he sounds like Kermit the Frog.
Yeah.
And Sleeper was silly this weekend.
Yeah.
Did you saw what they did, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, they've been having a lot of fun all over the place. I was checking like photos before the podcast started, and I was like, man, they're like throwing all sorts of like weird clothing on the people and stuff.
Yeah. It's usually the players with the big time nicknames like Tyreek Hill had like a cheetah outfit on, and then who else?
Like CMC,
I remember,
like CMC has like a hat and a chain on.
Okay, like me.
I don't even know what that's in reference to, but yeah.
Oh, probably run DMC, but run CMC.
There it is. Yes.
Yeah. They there was and then one where I think Sleeper's been watching us. I think they're one of our 27 subscribers that we can't see because they put a picture of Pikachu on Puka Nakua. We were calling him Pikachu because he's so damn electric way before anybody was. So if they're trying to take credit for it, I think it's just a great minds think alike kind of thing, but we should have trademarked it. But whatever. So anyway, and then the other guy I have, he's kind of a new addition that we didn't even text about, but Devontae Adams. And majorly disappointed in his situation. It's not him at all. I'm more disappointed in him that he hasn't just requested a trade or demanded a trade at this point.
Yeah.
And he missed the trade deadline. He's clearly unhappy. He's pissed that he's there. He didn't sign up for this shit. He went to go play with his childhood favorite team and his best friend Derek Carr. Derek Carr gets traded. He doesn't want to be there anymore. Let him. He's wasting his those prime years of his career. He needs a ring, things like that. So, and we have a trade question here from
here we go.
Cam.
Here we go. Okay, so Kelsey and Gainwell for Bijan, Jacoby Myers and Ingram. Which side won the trade? Hmm.
I think I want the Bijan side. Um, I know Bijan's been super disappointing. Jacoby, he kind of sucked last night, but he's been really good, really surprising. He's not allergic to the end zone anymore.
Yeah.
Ingram, he's kind of, Travis Kelsey, he's such a positional advantage. So I mean, you can't deny that. Gainwell, he's kind of an afterthought at this point. Like he would need an injury or something like that,
Yeah.
or the Philadelphia Eagles to just go a completely different direction or something. But I think the Bijan side's the side, as I like to call him, Bijan Money Custard. Like Dijon Honey Mustard. But yeah, I mean that's we appreciate the question, Cam, and
Yeah,
hopefully you're on the winning side. If
that's
not, we still
basically a
accept you.
that's basically a Kelsey for Bijan, Myers, and Ingram trade.
Yeah, that's what
Gainwell's
I'm thinking.
Gainwell's nothing in that equation. So I think the Bijan, Myers, Ingram came out on top. I mean, Ingram's scoring a little bit, averaging maybe like I don't know what, like 7 to 9 points a game, maybe more. So come on, yeah, I think coming out on top.
Yeah. All right, awesome. And then
There we go.
Cam asked, "Do you know who Cam is, or is he a new friend?"
I don't know who Cam is.
All right, cool. You might, man, Cam, you might be a new friend. We really appreciate you coming in. I don't know, maybe we know who you are, but yeah, start one this week. Will Levis, Minshew, Mayfield. I'll be honest, I haven't looked at anybody's matchup, but let's see who the Titans play the Steelers. And it's Thursday night. That kind of sucks, but
Colts are going to be running up against Carolina, and then Baker, the baby makers, got Houston.
I wish I would have looked at that a little bit more already. But
I mean, my gut is like right now, Minshew's just slinging. Like,
yeah, I'm leaning Minshew. Yeah,
and I loved someone the other day said that like Minshew looks like every touchdown he's ever thrown is his first touchdown. And so I just love that so much. Like he's just out there slinging, having fun. And so
yeah.
I don't think Carolina's like a shutdown team. They looked good this past week against Houston, but Minshew's just slinging. And so of those three in the matchups, I like Minshew there. So
Yeah, go Minshew Mania. Will Levis is hella exciting. I'm drinking a Levis latte. Cam, if you missed that earlier, I have mayonnaise in my coffee to honor him. 4 squirts to honor the 4 touchdowns that he threw last week. So everyone thought it'd be disgusting. You can't even taste the mayonnaise. In fact, whenever you get a little glob of it, it's like a little treat. It's hard to explain, but yeah, I'd go Minshew just because Florida man's going to sling it. Will Levis, what I don't like is the matchup, and I don't like that it's Thursday night. Thursday night football for some reason just seems down every week. There was that one weird week where Chicago went off. The week Justin Fields decided to show up and DJ Moore. Hopefully everybody sold high on those guys.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, Devontae Adams. Kind of getting back to it here. He, just disappointed in his situation. I think he would have been someone like they should have traded him. He doesn't want to be there. What I can see happening is him getting a small tweak of an injury and him kind of sitting out the rest of the year and just waiting for the off season to go join a real team. So that's where we're at with that. And then Superfan Matt decided. So Coach, who for Devontae? Oh, I think he's trying to work out a trade with you in our Dynasty League.
Live trade in the Dynasty League. Matt, you're a wild man.
Yeah. All right. So we'll just leave that at that.
And squad while we're on the podcast, but we'll keep going into our next one. So everyone's favorite award. I was telling someone about this award earlier today, and they just started giggling when I said it was the Sleep Number Shit the Bed Award. So if you're new to the podcast, the Sleep Number Shit the Bed Award, that is the award where you're done. It's like the Get the Fuck Off My Team award. I'm tired of talking to you. I'm tired of looking at your ugly face. You make me so mad. And you know what? Sometimes these guys, they shit the bed and we let them back into our clean bed.
Oh,
Like,
there are some good guys on there, like Joe Burrow's down there at the bottom.
sometimes it's just you're so angry you can't help it, so you just
Right. It's kind of a
assign.
rage thing.
Yeah. So who do you got as your? It looks like we got double RBs for the Shit the Bed Award winner this week.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I mean, you definitely can't start these guys. They gotta go somewhere, right? So Damian Pearson, he was on our preseason God Squad. Um, and I know he was someone that we put on there. We had high hopes for the situation. We were like, hey, Texans offense is going to be better this year, which they are. Everybody is, except for Damian Pierce. So Damian Pierce, and I don't think I had a real. I think it was just kind of an accumulation of like, hey, on top of him not producing, now he's splitting carries with, what is it, Devin Singletary, and that's not good if you're splitting carries with that guy. He's on no one's team. So he's better off on your bench, or he's better off on someone else's bench because you need to drop him. So screw Damian Pierce.
yeah.
Oh,
And-
he's nothing more than a common butt cheese boy.
So he's a butt cheese boy.
It's the
So
full Bucky's boy treatment. And man, I love Damian Pierce. I just don't like the situation isn't right. They promised him to be a part of a lot of pass catching this year, and we're not seeing that pan out. And we're just seeing him plod along and get 2 yards of carry. And even at the goal line, he's not getting action now that Devin Singletary's taken over roles. And so, my Shit the Bed Award winners, kind of the same guy. It's Alexander Madison, someone we both liked in preseason, who has just looked like shit. Even when he was 100% the guy, he looked like shit. And now he's not even 50% the guy. So Cam Akers has now taken over that backfield. It's like a 60-40 shading toward Cam Akers. Madison, if he's on your squad, I think you're going to start, if people haven't already started letting him go, dropping him, you're probably going to start seeing him get dropped at this time because I'm about to drop.
Look how far he's fallen. Like he was someone that you were drafting with confidence at the beginning of the year, and now he's in a bed full of shit next to Daniel Jones and Damian Pierce.
Yeah.
Like that's not good.
Yeah.
So Alexander Madison, you shit the bed.
You shit the bed. And so Matt's like, what about Arthur Smith? Will we ever let him back in our bed? No, he's never getting back into my clean bed. Did you see where they're down at the fucking goal line and he calls a play for Jonnu Smith to pass the ball to someone?
Oh, I saw a meme on that. I saved it in my phone and I was about to send it to someone. I got busy, but yeah, it was like Arthur Smith or like nobody, and then Arthur Smith. Let's have our tight end 2 throw it to our tight end 3 while our generational tight end 1 blocks. Like that's only Arthur Smith. Like what an idiot. And did it work?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay. Well, good. Yeah, I mean, because if it worked, then he'd probably do it again, which he'll probably do it again anyway, because he doesn't like Kyle Pitts and he doesn't like Bijan Robinson, and it's I don't know, anybody who's good he doesn't like. So he loves Desmond Shitter, and that's his court. Or actually, Taylor Heineke got some play, so things could turn around.
Yes,
so I like the Heineke, man.
So our last award that we like to give out is the one that kind of makes you feel better about things. It's kind of cleanse the palate. So this is the award that goes out for our pleasant surprises, people we were glad to see do well this past week, which is the 11th McNugget Award. When you open that clamshell and there's one more nugget than you thought there should be, and you don't go back to the drive-thru and go, "Excuse me, miss, you gave me an extra nugget." You just eat it. It's a pleasant surprise. Okay? So just accept your extra nugget. So it looks like we got us a 14-pack this week. I love it whenever it's more than just one extra nugget.
We never do one. Yeah, it's like I think we've had a 15-pack before. Like whoever's working that drive-thru is definitely getting fired. Like they don't know how to count to 10. They're not even a little bit off. Like so I mean, here I'll just lead with Will Levis, who we started the show off with. He's almost good enough to start for Cam's fantasy team. So Will Levis, man, what a performance! 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Like and they were long touchdowns too. They weren't like bullshit like 5-yard tutties or anything.
Yeah.
Like he was bombing that bitch out there. He was feeding DeAndre Hopkins. And he was throwing bombs to Nuke. It was beautiful, and I think we've been waiting on that for a couple years now, and we haven't seen 4 touchdowns in our life as Titans fans. So that's crazy. Like, and everybody likes to argue, well, Marcus Mariota threw 4 touchdowns too, and look how that ended up. And it's like, well, I believe Marcus Mariota's 4 touchdowns were short ones, and these, I don't know, he looked good. It's weird because I thought he sucked at Kentucky, but it might have just been everybody around him sucked, and like, I don't know. Maybe it's kind of like one of those things where you go up a level and things get easier. Like, I remember I struggled in high school. I had a 2.3 GPA. I get to college, 3.5 GPA. So like, it was just easier. I mean, you're not going to school 40 hours a week. You're going to school 15 hours a week or whatever. So maybe it's one of those things where he just needed to get to the pros and get out of Kentucky or something. I don't know. But anyway, very happy to have him on the on the Titans, but more importantly, on the Week 8 McDonald's 11th McNugget Award.
That's right. Yeah, and it's nice to see him do well. We got one great data point on him. Let's collect a few more data points, see how he starts projecting. If he can show up well against Pittsburgh, then he's looking good. And so I know we got a few more on there. Mine is Javonte Williams. So for those people that held on to him, you finally saw a great game from him. You have seen his usage come up. This could be a one-off thing. He could be right back down to like 9 fantasy points a week because they had a nice lead. They were able to run the ball. And really, the Denver recipe for winning is running the ball. They just won't do it enough. So they ran the ball enough to get Javonte, and he got and his score was on a receiving touchdown, which was great to see. So it looks like he's really taken over that backfield and getting less and less splits. Like Samaji's purely just become like third down, passing down back, and he's not on the field for anything else. Javonte could really come on the second half of the season. It could be a different ball game for him.
Yeah. So very excited about that, and I know he's someone I was extremely high on. And I'll be honest, I gave up on him in season long, and I was just like, you know what, screw this guy. Like, it's not his fault that, Sean Payton all of a sudden doesn't want to run the ball, which, like, you look at Sean Payton coach teams, and they run the damn ball, but except for the first part of this year. But maybe they're getting it together now. Maybe they listen to Fifth Quarter Fantasy Cast. Maybe they understand that we know what's best. And, they need their information from somewhere. So, yeah, Javonte, great McNugget this week. The other one I have is DeAndre Hopkins. He's never really sucked. He just, if nobody can get him the ball, then he's not going to put up points. So it was just really awesome seeing him get 3 touchdowns. He did it on 4 catches, 128 yards, I think. And but yeah, just really cool to see an actual receiver in Tennessee. Also, we got 2 things this week. We got a receiver and we got our quarterback. So even if just for 1 week, that was worth it because we just needed to see that shit. So good job, Nuke Hopkins. You are our 11th McNugget.
Yes, and Jahan Dotson finally had a good week. Honestly, I dropped him a couple weeks ago because he was just sucking so hard, and so it was nice to see him have a good week. Does he not have any bottom teeth?
I can't tell. It's and it looks like Javonte Williams might be missing a tooth up top, but I don't know. It might be the crappy graphics that I like. I don't know. I do what I can, but
Javonte doesn't own a set of bottom choppers. I think he's only got top choppers.
Well, it happens. He plays a violent game, and maybe he lost 14 of his teeth. Who knows? So. Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. So we're done with awards, and so now we're going to have some seasonal holiday fun to celebrate Halloween. And the Fifth Quarter Fantasy Cast is going trick or treating And so what we're going to do is we have some different candies here, and we're going to describe which players are a certain candy and why they are that candy.
Yeah.
So we haven't seen each other's candy. Also, there's this movie I watched one time, and candy was in references to the person's pee. And so when I
You
just
said they're peep?
yeah, they're peep, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And when I just said me and you haven't seen each other's candy, I was like,
Yeah. Well, we haven't.
it's also true in the other respect as well.
Yeah, roommates for years, but it just never happened. So
We
I
got
mean,
really
we're
blessed.
not against it, but like it just didn't happen.
So what's your first piece of candy, and who is that candy?
Well, I guess first, how many pieces of candy did you get this year? I have
Okay,
8.
I have 6 pieces of candy.
All right, so we got, yeah, we kind of a small neighborhood, I guess. Maybe the houses were far apart, but we got 14 pieces of candy if we put it together.
All right.
So I'll kind of start out with, so basically, we're deciding, hey, what players would represent what type of candy this year, and why. So this one, I'm gonna have to like read off some things because I think it's a foreign piece of candy, and it's the Columbina Max Fruticitas
It looks like
hard candy.
it looks like an erectile dysfunction drug.
Yeah, so I mean, well, and we definitely got a shot from this guy. Puka Nakua is our Columbina Max Frutacidas candy because he's a few reasons. He's exotic. He has a fruity haircut. He costs nothing. You got him on the waiver wire or last round in your draft, and he's just been such a good surprise. So I mean, and this I haven't tried it yet, but it looks tasty, and I'm very curious about it. I'm not gonna mix it with my Levis latte, but I might enjoy this later and just really be surprised at how damn good it is. So, Puka Nakua, you are a Columbina Max Fruticitas.
All right, the Columbia Max Fruticitas, so which also doubles as an erectile dysfunction pill. So
Yes. Don't have it in your mouth for more than 4 hours.
Yeah. So my first one is I wanted to start it off with just a trusty favorite, and so we just got the classic Hershey's bar here, and so and this will relate to your comment, Matt. I think that Captain Kirk Cousins, rest in peace, represents the classic Hershey bar because he is a classic man. He wears his dad tennis shoes. He wears probably like a dad jacket. He's dependable. Like if he's like, I'm gonna be there to meet you at the restaurant at 7:15. You know who's rolling in at 7:05? Kirk Cousins.
Oh
Like
yeah.
he's gonna be there early. And also, he melts in your mouth. He's kind of delicious.
That's right. Yeah. No, so I watched I forget, I think it was Quarterback or whatever on Netflix.
Yeah.
And I wanted Kirk Cousins to move into my neighborhood. Like me and my buddy Doug down the street, we text about Kirk Cousins and how we're like, I think the 3 of us would be really good friends, and I think all of our kids would play together out in the front yard, and we can just, talk about we'll talk about fantasy football. We don't even have to talk about real football for a change. So, so I mean, yeah, Kirk Cousins definitely melts in your mouth. Next, I'm going to go with another obvious one. Whoa. All right. So we got the king size Reese's peanut butter cups. And I live in a very average neighborhood, so I actually had to go out to the store to buy this because we don't get that here. So we got some pretty good candy. We have good neighbors, but the Reese's king size. This goes to, all right. So you go up to the house, you're expecting it, you get it, and you have the grand prize. So this is Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill is our king size Reese's. He's number 1 overall right now. He's someone that you drafted around like 3, 4, 5, 6, somewhere in there. So he's performing better than any first rounder, and he is the grand prize. If he was in a little kid beauty pageant, he would win the ultimate grand supreme on talent alone. So we have Tyreek Hill as our Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, king size, of course. So Tyreek Hill, thank you for everything that you do. I put full trust in you unless you're watching my kids.
So I also have a Reese's for mine, but it's the Reese's pumpkin one. And
Okay.
these are damn tasty. I'll let you know. These are good.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I can't even resist. Now, it doesn't really look like a pumpkin. It just
Yeah.
looks like a blob when you take it out of the package.
It looks like something that should be in the Sleep Number bed.
So, anyways, I think that
Neek.
Neek. All right, hey Neek.
Friend of yours?
I don't know.
New friend. All right.
Make a new friend. So I think that Justin Jefferson is my Reese's because did you know Reese's is America's #1 favorite Halloween candy? And when you think back to draft time, JJ was hands down #1 favorite. No one was going to get mad at you or upset with you. Sometimes there's controversy over who should go #1. Everyone would be happy with you if you pick JJ #1. So him being the #1, America's favorite, that's why I made him my Reese's Cup.
Love it. Love it. Before moving on to the next one, our new friend Neek has a nice paragraph for us. All right. Traded JT, Godwin, and Downs for Mahomes, Amari Cooper, and Rachaad White. Current team sits at Howell, Taylor, McCaffrey, A.J. Brown, Nakua, and Pitts. Backup RBs are Mostert and Herbert. Is this a smart move? All right, let's break it down. There's a lot of people here. All right, so let's see.
Taylor,
JT,
Godwin, Downs, Mahomes, Cooper, White. Traded these two for these three.
I do like the Mahomes, Cooper, White side better already.
Yeah, Godwin, Downs. We don't have a ton of data points on Downs yet.
I like Downs.
This is good.
Long term. Yeah. I like him better for Dynasty, but
JT's looking like he's in a split backfield. Maybe permanently. I don't know what the hell's going on there.
Yeah, so you already got CMC and you got Rachaad White. Like he's gonna, and I'm not sold on JT. Like I think he is starting to take over the backfield, but I don't know. He had a good game this last week. He had an okay game the week before. Rachaad White got you like a quiet 16 or so this last week, 16, 17. So, I mean, he, if they just get him the ball, he gets those PPR points. Brown, Nakua, and Pitts. I'm not a big Amari Cooper guy, but he does give you some depth. One thing with Amari Cooper, start him, and this is kind of a weird week to say it because he had his first ever good away game this past week, but start him at home, sit him away. If you look at the stats, it kind of shows that way. So, but yeah, don't you love Puka though? Man, Puka Nakua is so neat.
Yeah.
Pukachu. We call him Neek. On this show we call him Pukachu because he's so electric, just like the Pokemon.
Right. So I don't hate this. I don't hate this trade. You come out.
Yeah, smart move. And then who knows? So you have Howell, Herbert, Mahomes. I mean, you have all these guys. I'd maybe even try to move one of the quarterbacks because you don't need 3 quarterbacks, right? So I would do that, and then before you know it, your money. So.
Hey, there we go.
Good luck in the rest of your season.
Yes.
And then, and the guy to drop probably, I don't know, Sam Howell's been balling out, but I don't know, I'll let you figure it out. I would try to trade one of those guys to someone who has nothing at quarterback and see what you can get. Maybe you can even flip another running back or something like that. But yeah, definitely Mahomes a good buy low, like you had mentioned. And let's see. So anyway, yeah, you could do that. And honestly, Mostert, I think his best days are behind him. I'd wait for him to have one more blow up game because he's usually hurt by this time of year. He never lasts this long. He's like me and Betty, just doesn't last long, right? So I mean, I would try to sell on Mostert. Obviously, you can't do that like this week because he kind of had a trash week, but wait for him to blow up. And A-Chain's coming back. Like I think a lot of people tend to forget that. So, I think that would be a good move for you. Neek the Freak, thanks for showing up.
I love it.
All right, so anyway, I know we go off on tangents sometimes, but hopefully all that helps. And it's great to actually have some interaction here because we've been, just kind of, and it's great whenever it's just me and Vinny. We love each other a lot, but the it's good to have. We've never gone live before, so anyway, my next candy is so I was going through my son's candy. And I found some like last year's candy. So I just reached to the bottom and I grabbed this Kit Kat out.
Nice.
And so this is a Kit Kat from last year. And so the Kit Kat from last year is Trevor Lawrence. And here's why. So Trevor Lawrence, might still be good, but we're unsure. He was probably better last year. But he's still probably good, but you're probably gonna start him. You're probably gonna eat it anyways, but there's still that unsure. You're not sure about him. So Trevor Lawrence, you're our Kit Kat from last year.
So I also had a Kit Kat in mind.
Nice.
And so I had
from this year.
This is a fresh Kit Kat. This is
nice.
from Target this year. So I had CMC as my Kit Kat because boy would I like to break off a piece of that ass. So, and so would every woman in America who's straight. And so, but also when
I was going to have him as my white Kit Kat because he's white and really good, but I didn't do that.
But so, yeah, he's a sexy man. And also, I don't know, like the way Kit Kat sounds, it makes me think of someone who's like shifty, like bop, 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 bop. And so he's a shifty fella. And so not only...
And he could break it any second, so... We hope not, though, because he's been awesome. Really I mean, Raheem Mostert's probably more of a Kit Kat, but...
Yeah,
because he can break it any second, yeah. Hopefully he doesn't either. I mean, we're not like a place that wishes injury on anybody, but we're happy to see Dalton Kincaid getting some love. So we needed that.
Beautiful. All right, so who's your next candy?
Next candy's the mistake one, where I thought I had Sour Patch Kids. And so this doesn't really pretend it's Sour Patch Kids, but it's Haribo gummy bears, and there's only like 4 of them in here. It's mostly air.
It's a small amount of gummy bears.
Yeah, like perfect for a 2-year-old. So the pretend they're Sour Patch Kids, and it's the same packaging. So Sour Patch Kids, this is George Pickens. Because first they're sour, then they're sweet, super inconsistent. You never know, what you're gonna get there. He's gonna have a good week, then he's gonna have a bad week, then he's gonna have 2 good weeks, then he's gonna have 3 bad weeks. He's just hard to depend on. Like he's great whenever he does have those go off weeks and everything. But the bag is like half empty, so you always want more. You want more volume. If this guy had volume, if this was a full bag, like he would definitely be, a treat. But I think he's kind of a trick and a treat. So we're dealing with that with George Pickens. And but yeah, these are Haribo gold bears. So these, I mean, he's springy. The guy can jump out of the gym. Yeah. Also, also on top of that, like if you get the sugar-free one, you could shit yourself. So like he shits the bed sometimes, like whenever you need him on Monday night and he gets like a 3-point outing or something. So that would be Mr. George Pickens.
So Matt wants to know what we think of the Redskins trades and the deadline overall, because there was some action at the deadline. There wasn't a lot of big fantasy relevant trades here at the deadline outside of Dobbs going to Minnesota.
That's more of a trickle effect anyway with Addison and yeah.
So I think if you're an Addison owner, it's nice to know that I guess Dobbs is throwing him the ball instead of that other guy who I would
He'll
never
sling it.
throw the ball. So I don't know. I'm looking at him, but I don't. I guess Leonard Fournette going to Buffalo is interesting. If they actually decide to run the ball, that's the problem. Like they won't. They don't
Yeah.
feed James Cook enough. Who says they're going to feed Leonard Fournette enough?
Right.
So I don't know. There wasn't a lot. The NFL always kind of lets you down at the trade deadline. Like there's a lot of talk and then nothing happens. Whereas like baseball, basketball, they'll have some big shit go down at the trade deadline. And the NFL just never does. So did you see anything happen at the deadline that was interesting to you?
I think that the where are they even? The Commanders. I think that they got great return for. Was it Sweat that was a second round pick or someone was? But they got like a second rounder for someone, and I think they got a third rounder for someone else. So they're getting some good return. I wanted to see Devontae Adams get traded really bad. I look at things from a fantasy perspective where, like, hey, what would really help here? So what would get us more, what would have more fantasy points available? Because it's more exciting for everyone. I take personal bias out of it where if I, own that player or not, I just want to see more fantasy points being scored. And scoring's been down this year, and we're entering a weird era of inconsistent QB play that's affecting other positions, and so scoring is a little bit down right now. So I really wanted to see Devontae Adams move somewhere good, but yeah, definitely one of the worst deadlines in a while. And Matt agrees. Dobbs over to Minnesota definitely helps because I know it's Dobbs, but he throws the ball. He doesn't give up. He's a gamer. Like they may not win. Hopefully they win games so Jettas can come back. I don't know if he wants to come back to Dobbs or not, but anyway, yeah, that's the main thing. We just need Minnesota to win so that Justin Jefferson can come back. I know as an Addison owner, you may not want that, but the fantasy community needs it. So anyway, good stuff. Let's look at Vinny's cat's beehole. So.
Stop it with the butthole. Put your face on it.
Vinny, did you just go or did I just go?
Oh, so I also had Haribo gummy bears.
Yeah, look how empty it is. Yeah.
I know, like this is air. This is gummy bear.
Yeah.
So anyways, I love Haribo gummy bears. They're really the only gummy bear I fucks with. And so do they even make other gummy bears? I don't even know. Like this is the one.
I've never seen any.
If you ain't eating Haribo, you ain't even eating.
Are you even eating though if you ain't eating Haribo?
So my Haribo is Alvin Kamara because he's fun, he's awesome, and Haribo gummy bears have this obsessive cult-like following, and I feel the same way about Alvin Kamara. I can just love him all the time, love him no matter what. He's colorful and cool. I want to be his best friend. So anyways, love Alvin Kamara. He is my Haribo gummy bear. And it looks like we have a new question.
All right. Yeah, we got Bronson. Sorry if we mispronounced. So anyway, but yeah, Bronson, thanks for tuning in. You're one of our new friends too. And we have 6 people in here, so it's pretty lit on a Tuesday night. Club going up on a Tuesday, So Bronson wants us to rank who's better for rest of season. JT, Pollard, Breece Hall, and Kenneth Walker.
All right.
And I kind of like all of them.
Yeah.
But we're just looking at rest of season. So
rest of season. I know he's not super sexy right now, but I would have Pollard as my number one. I feel like
Okay.
there's a lot of meat left on the bone with Pollard that we haven't gotten yet.
Yeah.
And the Cowboys
And
are
I
going to
haven't.
be NFL competitive relevant for the rest of the season.
Yeah,
Whereas
that's true.
we're not sure about the Jets. We're not sure about Indy. Seattle's in a tough division. So Seattle will be – so I would kind of rank these guys based on, like, how the season's going to be playing out. I feel like there's a lot of meat left on the bone for Pollard. My second person would probably be Walker, and then Breece Hall, and then JT, which is weird to say, but I don't like the split in Indianapolis at all.
Yeah. So I'm gonna rank them a little bit different. So talent wise, I like Breece Hall the most. But it's the NYGD Jets. So I mean you gotta tamper it a little bit. Same thing with like Garrett Wilson. Like he's like I think he's like a wide receiver 3 in fantasy right now, like wide receiver 32 or something. And it just sucks that A-Rod went out like in that first play of the game or of the season. So anyway, I do love Breece Hall, but Kenneth Walker been on a tear. I know Charbonnet's there, but Kenneth Walker, I just think he's so consistent. I know Seattle actually thought he was like inconsistent at times last year. For fantasy, he was very consistent. So anyway, I like Kenneth Walker most moving forward. Second, I'm going to go Breece Hall. I'm going to go with the talent over the situation in Pollard. Pollard's my third, JT's my fourth. I've just never been a JT guy, and maybe there's a little personal bias there. The four of those, I think if those are your four running backs, you're in a very good situation. So hats off to you, Bronson. If you, hats off. I'll show you how bald I am. Great job if those are your four running backs. Hard to rank them, but I mean, yeah, I think Kenneth Walker is my one, and then basically reverse order of how you typed it. So that's awesome. And then we'll get to your next one here in a minute. Let's see. I also had Alvin Kamara as one of mine. So his was the mystery sucker, even though he's been super duper consistent. Alvin Kamara coming into the season was a mystery sucker. So, you had a lot of risk. There were red flags everywhere. It's a reason why a lot of us avoided him. Bronson's got Kamara. So that's cool. Anyway, so basically, but it's a mystery sucker where it ended up being good. Something great like a cherry or a watermelon or something that you want. You didn't get like a bullshit flavor, like poop flavor or anything like that, or butterscotch, something like that. So basically, there were risks everywhere. He was suspended. Turns out that was only 3 games. So that tempered that a little bit. Kendre Miller was drafted. We thought that was going to be a thing. Jamal Williams, we thought he'd be vulturing touchdowns left and right. Misused all last year. That was my biggest thing. I had him last year. It was very frustrating because he just wasn't getting used because of the idiot coaching staff over there. But they figured it out this year, and they're using him. He missed 3 games, and he's the RB6. So like Alvin Kamara, great mystery sucker and a good flavor. So he gets 2 different candy awards tonight.
Nice. He's all over the place. So Bronson's talking about trading Purdy and T-Law for JT and JT. Purdy, T-Law, and JT for Mahomes and Pollard or Breece. He's in a 2 QB situation here. So he's got Burrow as his 1. So we're talking potentially with a trade like this, he could have Burrow and Mahomes going each week. I mean, just that situation alone. If you have a choice between Pollard and Breece, I feel like Kevin and I are a little split on that. I would probably tell you more Pollard, he would tell you more Breece. But we could both agree that having Mahomes and Burrow on the same squad is going to be a lot better than having Purdy and Trevor Lawrence squad. You're massively upgrading. Who cares what happens at running back there?
Right. And I'm gonna look something. I'm not ignoring everyone. I'm looking up a stat really quick. But I believe so. If you do that trade, you could end up in a very good situation championship week. I know we don't like to look too far ahead, but it is kind of an extra little cherry on top. I believe that week 17, which would be championship week, I believe that the Chiefs and not the Burrows, the Bengals. I think the Chiefs and Bengals play each other week 17, so expect a shootout if everybody's knocking on all cylinders. But let me just double check that. Yeah, we got a Bengals Chiefs game in Arrowhead or Burrowhead, whatever side you're on. And who knows, it could get flexed into like a Sunday night, Monday night game. That could be really fun for you on top of everything. So yeah, I'd smash like on that trade. Do it now before they reject it or anything or bring it back. And then, good point here. Brees very strong this year, still showing explosiveness. Damn right, Matt. Bronson, he's loaded.
Yeah, love
this. Jesus, dude. Chase, AJ Brown, Amon-Ra Waddle, Sutton, MT, Addison, Tank. Oh, he's a Tank Dell guy. Hang on, let me find that drop. You'll like this. So anytime we mention Tank Dell, we drop this.
Hell yeah, brother.
Did that go through right? Or I feel like it was delayed.
It cut off a little bit.
Can I get a Dell yeah, brother?
Yeah, can I get a Dell yeah, brother? So yeah, absolutely loaded at at receiver there. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, like it's one of those teams where it's probably like dynasty or something, but it looks like you're in a 4-team league, but it's probably like really a 10 or 12 or something. And he's just really good at fantasy. I hate whenever people are like, "Oh, is that a 4-team league? I wish you play in my league." Like, we don't do that here. Maybe you just have a really good team. So, also traded for Waddle, Diop, and Ramondre. Man, this guy
making good moves at the right time.
Yeah, he's advanced. He's maybe he's got idiots in his league, but he's definitely doing a good job. So, let's see, Matt. What about Jameson Williams? How does DPJ affect his time in Detroit? Ooh, yeah. I don't think it's great for Jameson Williams.
Yeah, I think everyone not named the Sun God is going to it pretty much. Just because DPJ's pretty good. He's a possession receiver. He's a great target. But it's not like he's not this. He doesn't have the same talent as Williams. Williams is your deep threat. Williams is the fly route on every play. So it's not like they're running the same route. Williams is probably going to kind of get what he's going to get, whether DPJ is there or not, because it's truly just based on, did the safety cover the top, or is he one-on-one downfield? And if Goff looks over and Williams is one-on-one with someone, he's probably chucking it down there, even if Amon-Ra's open for a 15-yard in route. That's the home run play that they have Jameson run like 12 times a game. So
yeah, Jameson very streaky. I get it. He's fast, but like, I don't know. I know I'm attracted to a certain type of player from a football standpoint. I'm married to a woman and everything, but Jameson Williams, he's like not the kind of player I usually go for because he's very boom or bust. Probably more of a fill-in bye week kind of guy, but I wouldn't want to depend on him and all that. So and also Bronson, it's an 8-team league, so I'm sure a lot of teams are stacked, but yours looks a little more stacked, so you're doing something right. So good job.
Yeah. The better Jameson Williams, Rashid Shaheed. He actually comes through more weeks than not.
He's the man. Yeah, exactly. Get you, basically, Jameson Williams is a poor man's Rashid Shaheed.
That's right.
But that's a good way to think about it. All right, and then so for my next person, for my next candy, we have Justin Fields, and he's going to be a Tootsie Roll. And it's a big Tootsie Roll. So picture this: you're going to a really nice house. Yeah. You're expecting Tyreek Hill, right? Yeah. But instead, they give you the king size Tootsie Roll. So so anyway, it's like reaching in for some candy and you come out with a handful of shit. So Justin Fields, someone that we're high on. I think a lot of people were high on him in the fantasy community. And you go just like going to the big house, high expectations, big time disappointment. Habitual shit the bed member for sleep number. Someone who just really fell off, and then he got hurt on top of it. So I mean, he, definitely someone that you invested some real draft capital in, and it sucks that he didn't work out. So he's the nasty Tootsie Roll that you're just gonna throw away.
Yeah. My next one is Twizzlers. So I don't even like Twizzlers, but I'm probably going to eat one just to make sure I still hate them. But anyways, I don't hate who Twizzlers represents. So Twizzlers is Bijan. He's bendy. He's twisty. He's elusive. He's flexible. And his hair kind of looks like a bunch of Twizzlers. Like if you look at his hair, what's coming off the top of his head, it kind of looks like he's got a bunch of little bunch of these guys.
Yeah, yeah.
In different directions.
And that's nice.
I like that. I like his hair. And let's see. Do I still hate these? Confirmed. I still hate these.
Yuck. Yeah, you need to wash it down with a Levis latte.
Ugh. Twizzlers sucks. Bijan doesn't, but Twizzlers does. Sorry. Oh.
Yeah. All right. So, hey, my dog is freaking out. I'm going to bring her in here. So, do you have another candy that you can give out?
Yeah, I can talk about.
All right. I'm going to let you do that. And well, you know what? Wait for me. Maybe someone will have a question. I'll be right back.
Okay. All right. So, while we're waiting on the doc, yes, his hair is like exploded spaghetti. That's why I love him. So, I love like talking about like the people's appearances on the app and like their photos. I love that like Sleeper like has fun with that because they know people are like checking out these profile photos and making fun of them. So I think it's better when they do that. So my last candy is the Whopper. So I got some Whoppers here. I do like Whoppers. Whoppers are like one of my favorite candy. And so for me, I have Ken Walker as my Whopper because Ken Walker has a very tough interior. He's a tough man. He runs like hell. And he's a real Whopper of a boy. At 2'11", you don't want him running you over. I'm just telling you right now.
He just starts booling on him.
He'll booling on you all day.
Yeah, definitely. Next, I have so this is OBJ, Kadarius Toney, and Miles Sanders, and it's nothing. So to represent the amount of points that they give you each week, which is nothing. You might get that 3 points from OBJ you've been hoping for. Kadarius Toney might show up and go off for 2 points. Who knows? Miles Sanders might get a carry and get you 0.6. But for the most part, they're giving you nothing. And then my final candy is the smashed Milky Way that my son stepped on whenever he spilled his candy everywhere. So this is Garrett Wilson. Milky Ways, usually delicious, usually awesome, would have been good, but the value got ruined. And this is what happened to Garrett Wilson. Whenever Aaron Rodgers, just tragically went down on opening night. It really brought down Garrett Wilson's value, and now he has to deal with MILF Hunter shitty Zach Wilson, and he looks like a child. And I don't know, he can't get the ball to him, and he needs a real man in his life. He needs a real dad throwing him the ball. Just Garrett Wilson's so talented. He's if that didn't happen, he'd be a full Milky Way. He'd be, super smooth and, he's someone that you drafted as your wide receiver 1. And unfortunately, he's your, I believe he's the wide receiver 32 or 36 right now. And then we got to give a shout out to the Candyman.
Candyman can.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't think I got any. I don't think he got any Skittles this year, or we ate them the night of. But because Skittles is so damn good at fantasy, that's why. I don't know,
there was this
we appreciate it.
There was this box of like leftover Skittles at work from some sort of event that they had, and every time I would leave work, I would always grab one of those Skittles out and eat it, and I would always drop one Skittle out the car door on the way out, just for my man, the Candy Man. So I don't know if you ever got those down in Ohio, if they didn't like penetrated the earth and made their way all the way to you. But that was for you. Every afternoon on the street, you would hear a little tink, tink, tink of a Skittle hitting the ground.
And it's like pouring one out for the homies, you know. But yeah, I mean, you know, and that's the thing. Sometimes you gotta do that. You gotta put on for your city. And if you want to put on for your city, why don't you head on down to Underdog Fantasy, use fifth quarter fantasy, and Underdog will match your first deposit up to $100. That's just your first deposit. So if you put in $50, you'll have 100. If you put in 100, you'll have 200. Just use our code, and you know, don't bet your whole mortgage on anything. But you know, it's great for if your fantasy team sucks. If you don't have a team like Mr. Bronson has and all that, and you know you're not blessed with so much talent on your team, say you drafted the OBJs and Kadarius Tonys of the world, this is your chance to make some of that back with a nice best ball contest where you just set it and forget it, set your lineup, and you don't have to worry about a damn thing. Just rake in that money. I mean, look at us. We have $3 coming our way after having $200 on the line. And so $1.50 each. We're trying to get rich together, and but yeah, make sure you use Fifth Quarter Fantasy Cast when you sign up.
So on the way out the door, I want to thank all of our commenters and people who joined live today. So we got to thank Peepaw. We have to thank Matt. We have to thank Skittles. We have to thank Cam. Remember Cam? Remember the time when Cam was here? That was neat. Yeah. We have to thank Neek. Neek showed up big today. I want to send a shout out to Bronson and his like hella squad. You can't guy. I mean, I wouldn't want to be in a league with Bronson. He's gonna own my ass.
Right.
So yeah, thanks for showing up today. We had a really good time talking candy. I've already eaten all the candy. I was actively eating the players as I was calling them out, because that's what Halloween is about, overindulging on candy, getting sick. So anyways, thanks for coming out tonight. Enjoy your Halloween. Don't get too scared. And if you do get scared, just lean into these 5 key things, and it'll help you feel less scared. And those things are live, laugh, love, life. Bye.
Oh.
Space between
Oh.
the rest of the world.
All right. No, end it.